Did you know the type of account that you choose for investing could cost you thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars in unnecessary taxes over your lifetime? Well, in this video, my AI assistant Tiara and I will break down the differences between brokerage and retirement accounts, reveal how taxes impact your returns, and explain which account could maximize your financial growth. And not only that, but I'll also break down a big mistake that I made myself a few years back that has cost me just over $7,000 this year alone, which could be completely avoided by watching this video. That all said, Tiara, how should we kick this one off?
Let's go over the basics first.
Perfect. So I think doing this will actually help you, differentiate between the two different accounts so that I know that you understand them at a foundational level. That said, first off, let's talk about brokerage accounts. So this is like a regular bank account, but instead of just holding cash, you can buy and sell all sorts of investments like stocks, bonds, mutual funds, you name it. The cool thing here is that you can open one up right now, and there's really no limit to how much you can put into it. Now, retirement accounts, well, they're different. And the most common types are the 401ks, which you might already get through your job, and IRAs, which are individual retirement accounts. So these are designed to help you save for what they call those golden years, right? When you really want to kind of kick back and enjoy life on a beach, which hopefully you can do that if you planned it right.
I'm afraid it's too late for that.
Which, by the way, I have to say, many of my videos will actually help you do that. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't have to work at Walmart as a greeter till you're 96 years old.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Anyway, retirement accounts, they come with some pretty awesome tax perks that brokerage accounts just don't have. Now you might be thinking, well, why would anyone use a brokerage account? Well, my friend, I'm glad you asked. Tiara, what's the next section of the video here?
Tax implications of both account types.
There you go. And this is where things get really interesting here. So pay attention, because understanding this could actually save you a ton of money in the long run. So let's start with brokerage accounts, otherwise known as taxable accounts. And here's why. So first, when you earn dividends or interest off investments, that's taxed. Or second, when you sell an investment for profit, yep, you're paying taxes on that too. They call them capital gains. So with brokerage accounts, it's kind of like Uncle Sam is your constant investment buddy, always wanting a piece of the action, but just taking absolutely no risk whatsoever.
Ah, Uncle Sam, the only buddy who crashes the party, eats your snacks, and leaves you the tab. But sure, call it a partnership.
Yeah, so finally, Tiara and I, we can agree on something, right?
The government sucks.
So Uncle Sam kind of sucks, but it's amazing that whether you're human or, a super intelligent artificial intelligence, you both equally feel that the government sucks. So that's refreshing to hear that, Tiara. Anyway, now retirement accounts, they're a whole different ballgame. With traditional IRAs and 401ks, you get a tax break now. In fact, the money that you invest can actually lower your taxable income for the year. Plus, your investments, they will grow tax-free while they're in the account. The catch? Well, you'll have to pay taxes when you withdraw them in retirement. Now, Roth IRAs and Roth 401ks, they flip the script a little bit. So you pay taxes on the money going in when you deposit it, but then, and this is the sweet part, all your growth and withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free. Now, you might be thinking that you can pretty much avoid taxes altogether with retirement accounts. Well, not exactly. So, Tiara, what's next here?
Let's focus on flexibility and access.
Sure. Or as I like to call it, the freedom to use your own money. So this is where brokerage accounts and retirement accounts, they really do differ, right? So brokerage accounts, they're great for one simple reason. You can deposit as much as you want, whenever you want, and withdraw it just as easily. Now, there are no penalties or angry looks from the IRS either. These accounts, they are your money and you're completely in control of them. Now, retirement accounts, they're a little bit more strict here. So first, there are limits on how much you can contribute each year. So for instance, for 2025, it's $23,000 for a 401k if you're under 50. And if you want to take your money out before you're 59 and a half, there's a 10% penalty on top of the taxes that you'll pay. Also, with traditional IRAs and 401ks, you'll be forced to start taking money out at 73 years old, whether you need it or not. But here's the million-dollar question, literally. It could be millions of dollars at stake here. So are all these strict rules worth those tax benefits that we talked about earlier?
That is what I'm here for.
Well, that really depends on your financial goals and your lifestyle.
Lifestyle? Oh yes, humans are so great at balancing Netflix binging with preparing for retirement. Your priorities are inspirational.
Okay, easy, Tiara. We like to unwind a little bit, sometimes. That's something that we do. Flawed to you, but sanity for us. So like I was saying, it just depends on your financial goals and your lifestyle. So are you a free spirit who needs access to your cash often, or are you, cool with locking it away for the future? Now me, I lock it away, and honestly, I'd advise you to do the same until you know that you have enough in your accounts to not really have to worry about retirement when you factor in compound interest. But of course, that's my opinion and obviously not financial advice. So educate yourself and do what's best for you. All right, so Tiara, what's the next section here?
How about investment options for each account?
Sure. And the account that you choose can actually seriously impact what you can invest in and how you build your portfolio. So let's start with brokerage accounts. Want to invest in stocks? Check. Bonds? You bet. Mutual funds and ETFs? Absolutely. Options, futures, Forex. If you're feeling adventurous and you know how you can do it, go for it. Heck, you can even invest in some cryptocurrencies through certain brokers, right? Now, retirement accounts, they're a bit more conservative. So most 401ks, they offer a menu of mutual funds and maybe some target date funds. IRAs, they give you more freedom and you can invest in pretty much anything that a brokerage account offers, except for a few fringe investments. But here's the one thing that's important to realize. Retirement accounts often give you access to lower cost institutional shares of mutual funds than you'd get elsewhere. Now, these can save you a ton in fees over time, which means more money in your pocket in the long run. So by now, you probably realize that both of these types of accounts are valuable and they're worth putting money into. But, well, Tiara?
You probably want to know which account is right for you?
Exactly. And while each of these has its perks, there are some things to think about that can give you a reasonably good answer to that question. So first up, let's talk about when a brokerage account might be your best bet. So first would be you're saving for a short-term goal like buying a house in the next few years. Second, you've already maxed out your retirement accounts and you want to invest more. Third, you want the flexibility to withdraw money whenever you need it, penalty-free. And fourth, you're more interested in the more advanced investment strategies or specific investments not available in retirement accounts. So next, when would you maybe want to prioritize those retirement accounts instead? Well, first would be you're looking to lower your current tax bill. You'd use a traditional IRA or 401k for that. Second, you'd expect, to be in a lower tax bracket in retirement. Again, traditional accounts can help with that. Third would be you're in a lower tax bracket now and expect to be in a higher tax bracket in retirement. That would be Roth accounts. And fourth, you want tax-free growth on withdrawals in retirement. That would also be Roth accounts. Or when your employer offers a 401k match, which in my opinion, that's kind of a no-brainer. You always want to use it then. But here's the reality. It's not an either-or situation usually. It's about finding the right mix. So maybe you max out your 401k for the tax benefits and the employer match, and then you use a Roth IRA for some tax diversification. And finally, you put any extra savings into a brokerage account for flexibility. The key here is to think about your age, your income, your financial goals, and risk tolerance. Now, a young, high-earning professional might lean heavily into retirement accounts for the tax benefits, but someone that is nearing retirement might want more in a brokerage account just so that they can have it more easily, right? Now, in the intro of this video, I mentioned that I'd break down a big mistake that I made myself a few years back that has cost me just over $7,000 this year alone, which you can completely avoid. So if you're wondering what that mistake is, well, it was pretty simple. So many years ago, I sold a part of my company, and in doing so, I had a pretty good exit that allowed me to have more money than I had really in my entire life. Well, because I really didn't know much at all about investing, I put a large amount of that cash from the sale into a brokerage account and didn't even max out my retirement accounts, which was a pretty dumb mistake.
You said it yourself.
But that's actually the one that cost me $7,000 this year. And that's because I had to sell some of my stocks to rebalance my portfolio in my brokerage account. And in doing so, because the money isn't in a retirement account, I got taxed and I'm forced to realize capital gains. Now, if more of these funds that I got were in retirement accounts, I could have easily rebalanced without having to pay any taxes because retirement accounts have those tax advantages. But because it was all in my brokerage account and I had, a large profit from one of the stocks, boom, I got hit with a tax bill. And honestly, I don't really even need the money. So it was really dumb not to put it in retirement accounts. But, at the time I didn't really know and I just wanted access to the money, but turns out I don't really need that access anyway. So if you like to buy stocks here and there, along with investing in various mutual funds or ETFs, keep in mind that if you ever have to rebalance because a stock or a fund does really well for you, which does happen, you'll have to fork over a fair bit of cash to the government. and nobody likes doing that. That all said, in terms of choosing the right account, what works for one person might not work for you. The most important thing is to start investing, period, full stop. So whether it's in a brokerage account or a retirement account, making your money work for you is the key to significant wealth in the future. Well, how much wealth, you ask? Well, here's a video that I did that explains why what I call boring investing can make you millions. And if that video doesn't do it for you, go ahead and check out this video over here instead. But before you go, please make sure to subscribe to the channel to unlock financial success one AI chat at a time. Thanks for watching.